got all those numbers. It's very good job. And good soloists and, you know,
a lot of fun.
a lot of good stuff going on, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How often do you guys rehearse?
Twice a week.
Couple times a week, yeah? Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, maybe for this setup, you know, it's hard to have the rhythm section. I don't even know, I hear them, but I can't see them, and I can't feel them. Maybe there would have, let's not mess with moving it right now, but, you know, in the future, maybe they could have all crowded enough so you could have brought the, you know, the drums up, that sort of thing. Yeah,
It's kind of weird, we're all
just food for thought. Because like one of the, you know, some of the things I like to talk about, especially in the early, really in any of the pieces, is about the interaction, you know, the way the groups, and it's hard to have interaction, you know, with the rhythm section. You got people playing solos, there's a lot of good advanced stuff going on, especially for this age. Even for high school, you know, it's pretty good, man. You know, it's pretty darn good. So let's take it on, let's do the first one we did, this Ain't No Place to Go. Ain't Got No Place to Go, sorry. Yeah, I kind of remember what was involved in that. I thought it was a nice presentation overall. I think the feel, we could work to get the feel a little deeper with this band. And so maybe just going over and working some parts, you know, some figures would help clarify that. What do you think? Yeah. So, just that stuff tends to rush when you guys are playing it. So maybe we could hear it. I like the rhythm section. I thought that was nice. Let's just hear it from the beginning. Go ahead, you count us up, but I want you to interact. You know,
Yeah, sure. All set.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay, so right away, you know, he's got a certain kind of a tempo, you know, kind of thing, and I think it's really important to get with the leader what he's doing. So what I heard right there was the piano and the bass, good, but a little rushy. So actually, here's a good mantra, or not mantra, methodology, thing to do, cool thing to do. Working away from the instrument. Like just actually singing the parts. I mean, you could be holding them in your lap, but like, so here's the piano part. Bee-boom, bee-boom, bee-boom. Count me up. What's your tempo?
1, 2,
Not going to play the scene.
3, 4.
Bee-boom, 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 bee-boom. So it's a matter of sitting that second note, so it's a little more in the pocket.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of measure where that is. Dee-dom, dee-dom, dee-dom. Because my finger snap and the ball is like in two different places, right? Because it's dee-ding, dee-ding, dee-ding. But you guys sound like this, dee-ding, dee-ding. It's like that second one is just a little bit fast. So I recommend anything you can do to make the feel a little deeper, as in pat your foot if that feels good. Not if it's a forced thing, but if, like overall when I listen to the band, I don't feel like everybody's really sitting in the time, just in general. That's happening in every one of the pieces. Montica especially, we'll get to that at the end, but also the quasi-modal thing, Blue and Moody. So one more time, then we'll go on. Yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And just really think, you know, the second note that you play is more important than the first. And that sets the tone, You know, it's just coming a little bit early. It was actually it kept getting just a little bit ahead, and even the last 2 bars of that introduction almost came unglued a little bit because everything wasn't sitting into that sort of kind of grid. And then, you know, one of the things that we can do as a horn players, you know, like we think of the rhythm section and the horns, but you know, we're in the rhythm section too. So I mean, instead of playing, you know, all these short notes, we can do a lot more with our articulations and just the weight of the notes that are on the beat, like. saying almost every eighth note that's on the beat is long. I mean, you know, there are going to be exceptions, but just about every eighth note that's on the beat is going to be long. And every note that's off the beat is going to be accented somewhat. You know, that's going to help a lot. Can we take it right there? I guess that's like probably bar 9 or something like that.
For the saxophone's good.
Yeah.
7, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2,
I was talking about those long notes with the saxophones. You have the real long notes there when you come in the second time, right? Why don't we give that just a little bit of a shape? Why don't we hit the note a little bit, and then they, you know, not a real dramatic day crescendo or anything, but just get off it just a little bit and give it a little bit of shape and put a little swell. Where is that?
19.
Yeah, you know, so, you know, and it's, wow, it's even kind of marked that way, isn't it? But, you know, don't necessarily sneak in, kind of hit it, but get off it right away. You know, we want to hear when you come in. You know? And then, what is that? What is that different? Like what I was just discussing with the saxophone, with the eighth notes. The first eighth note is going to be long. The second one is pretty much going to be accented. If we try that just with the...
Can I make one comment
yeah.
too, just related to that? Like when the trumpets come in with their figure, it sounds real on top of the beat. Like in particular, like you're going to hit on 2 after you hold the long note. You make the crescendo, right? You go, what is it again? Gotcha. 1 D da da da, 1 D. That second beat always comes too early. So here's the general advice: when you listen to the drummer, and don't play ahead of the drummer. Like kind of like let the drummer define where the beat is. Is that fair? Is that okay? Ed Peterson?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they sound on top, and then if the drummer gets, then the whole thing, like as I'm listening to this, the feeling is like it's getting faster and faster.
Snowball.
Yeah, it's a snowball. It's a snowball. It's going down.
Why don't you just try the brass?
Let's try that.
Yeah, because the trombones have that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just try the brass?
With the rhythm section, right?
With the rhythm section
Yeah.
at 15 or 19.
19, yeah.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.